This is Helena on the bamboo veranda at the Big Bamboo, and I want to tell you a story. Now, 2002, I reckon it was, around there anyway. Me and Karawong were living in a camp in an old Uniting Church camp in Macclesfield, and it's in South Australia, and we decided we were going to start this growers market. I'd never had anything to do with markets, and he hadn't either. And it was because he was working at an organic shop, and we were learning for the first time about the markups in prices that go from the farmer to the retailer, the farmer to the wholesaler, to the retailer, and then to people, and how much money came to the middle people. And read this article about growers markets and went, yeah, let's do that. That sounds great. So we did. We started this market, and we're both on the dole, coming from very alternative backgrounds. And I started this amazing market. There's so many stories I could tell you about it. I could go on a lot. But for the purposes of this story, it was a fringe dwellers market. It was a place where everybody felt accepted for who they are. I've talked about it a bit on my blog. There's a lot more stories that will come. But anyway, it was all kind of based on a circle. Everybody was equal. Nobody was more important than anybody else. We asked people if they wanted to pay stall fees and how much. And it was quite profound, really, the whole experience. And for the purposes of this story, one thing happened. There was this man, he was a hermit, and he'd had nothing to do with the rest of the world because he was part of this kind of cult that had all fallen apart, and he'd got his heart broken, so he just kind of didn't go anywhere. And he came out right at the time that our market started. Our market started around when the war in Iraq started, and we had a mobile protest for peace that we drove to Canberra, all sorts of things. Like, it was a wild place. There was a lot of things going on, and this man who had been a hermit emerged, and he wanted to do something about what was going on. So he decided he was going to hold a meeting for peace. And I can hear a baby crying. I hope you'll walk here and I can keep talking. So he wanted to organise this meeting for peace. And not many people turned up. It was in the hall. There was only 5 of us. And the first question he asked was, what's peace? What is peace? Here comes Mr. Zarathustra. He's on his way. And that's where the whole meeting kind of began and ended, because in our answers as to what peace was, all of us actually talked about what it wasn't. All we knew about peace was what it wasn't. It wasn't violence. It wasn't, here's Zara. Hi. He's just woken up. He's a bit cute. So, you know, it wasn't warfare. It wasn't feeling afraid. It was, you know, we knew all things that peace wasn't, but we didn't know what peace was. And the big question that I left that meeting with was, if I didn't know what peace was, how could I create it? How can you make something if you don't even know what it is? And that stuck in my mind for a very long time. It's gone many different places. And that, combined with my market experience, ended up in, isn't he cute? Huh? In this idea that I've got called turning your dollars into cents, which is, you know, it's kind of cute, play on words. What it actually means is, we all know that the world is, she's a sick world, you know. We're doing a lot of damage. The clouded leopard has gone extinct. There was a lot of tears about that in our house yesterday, because it struck us. It's such a beautiful creature, and it's gone. And we're doing that, and we've got to stop doing that, and we've got to care for our planet, our children, ourselves, all the fellow animals, our biosphere. You know, there's a lot of things we need to start taking a bit more into consideration. So, we all know we've got to stop shopping at supermarkets and stop. I mean, the biggest power we have in this world, apart from coming together and finding our connections, which lots of people are doing, is, and being ourselves, which is, you know, the biggest power you have, is to be yourself because you are perfect. And there is a reason that you're here. Is our dollars, really. In this world, our biggest power is our dollars, and we give them to people that we know are going to use them really badly. And we could turn our dollars into cents in a very, very simple way. Whoever who is listening, who gets attracted to this idea, all it needs to be, really, is somebody who goes, in my town, in my community, in my church group, in my village, in my whatever, I said community twice then, in my group where I feel comfortable, I'm going to just start a registry of skills, interests, passions in the people I know and see what we can do that comes together, how we can help each other, how we can cooperate if people are growing food, how we can grow complementary food, that kind of thing. So you come up with a skills resource, and then you meet up once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month with a whole bunch of other people who want to come together and swap, trade, exchange, hang out, see what they have in common. And hopefully, well, not hopefully, in that process of people coming, has to be hierarchy free, has to be bureaucracy free, have to form groups that are being the change we want to see in the world. It went blank and came back again. I need to keep jiggling it. So, being the change we want to see in the world, and forming circles that aren't based on disempowering people because they're underneath you, where everyone's equal, everyone's a spoke on the wheel, every single interest, skill, trade has a purpose for the whole, and we can turn our dollars into cents by networking, getting together, seeing what we can do for each other to replace supermarkets, what we can grow together, how we can help each other grow food, how we can trade those goods, how we can work out local networks where we support each other, we help each other, get to know each other, and in the process form networks which we're trying to do where we're living now, where we don't have to go to supermarkets. And instead of spending our dollars with corporations, with bloody movie stars who you're never going to get to meet, and you send fan mail, you could instead spend the money you would spend on going to movies and supporting that massive industry with local musos, artisans, poets, performers, local plays, you know, theatre, sports, all that kind of stuff could be happening. We could be giving our money to each other to help each other grow networks, community, food, clean water. And in the process, be accepting of ourselves and each other, find that we've got a whole heap more in common than we do different, and turn our dollars into cents. Lots of people know that they have to do something different, but they don't really know how to crack out of the lifestyle that they're really comfortable in or have lived in for a very long time. Don't really know how to get together, and this is how we could get together. It's a possible how. Anyway, there's lots of people on the front line being activists and bringing our awareness to all sorts of issues, doing amazing things all over the world. And I think a really equally amazing task is to envision a future where we know we all have to go, no, you did a raspberry, there he is, where we love, cooperate, look after the planet, each other, ourselves, the other animals, and grow a future that's healthy for all of us, because we all know we need to do that, and we're kind of still living in this culture that's a bit of a dinosaur in its death throes, and this is how we can emerge through focusing on a really positive future instead of going, all these bad things have to stop. We can also go, how can we walk forward into a future that makes sense? And I think that's about it. I hope you're having a good day, week, and